and welcome to Larry's Country Diner. Oh, we're going to have some fun today. You want to stick around right now. Here's the man. He is the star of stage, screen, television, radio, dish rag. It's Larry.
I got one for you.
Okay, let's hit it.
The rule of thumb.
Uh-huh.
You know where that comes from?
No, I don't.
All right, women, you're not going to like this. The rule of thumb in a 1400 law was set forth in England that a man was allowed to beat his wife with a stick no thicker than his thumb.
I don't like that much. Oh, that's
Thus
wild.
became the rule of thumb.
Well, keep those cards and letters coming in, folks. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, here's one that'll lighten today. Mark Twain's first novel, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, was the first novel to be written on a typewriter.
Really? Wow.
And I thought, and I Googled that, and that's right.
If any younger folks in the audience want to know, we'll tell you what a typewriter is.
Even better.
A phone with a cord? What?
Even better, a Selectric.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like the Selectric because then you could pull the thing out and put a new font in.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Selectric.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to
You're
those?
right up to date, aren't you?
I am. I'm fighting with my computer right now, but that's all right. All right, here's this is another Stephanism. Once mattresses were secured on bed frames by ropes.
Really?
So when you pulled on the rope, the mattress tightened, making the bed firmer to sleep on. Thus the phrase, "Good night, sleep tight."
Huh.
Is that for real?
See, yes, that's real.
The things you learn at Larry's Country
Go
Diner.
get me a thumb-sized.
You weren't big enough to do that.
That's good. Oh, I need to promise. I don't know why I look to you for a promise.
Can you get one?
There it is. I can. Man, my thumbs don't want to work right anymore.
Well, we got bigger ones, Larry. Look at
What,
this.
bigger thumbs?
Well, we got bigger cards.
You have a choice.
Okay, Romans 8:32, it says, "He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall we not with him also freely give all things?" Isaiah 65:24, "I will answer them before they even call. While they're still talking to me about their needs, I'll go ahead and answer their prayers."
There you go.
You know, I rely on that a lot. I really do.
Should.
I should. So says, "Oh, I saw those over there. Why don't you let us talk about that before we..."
Oh, memorial tours.
Yeah.
You know, with the COVID, I had to get rid of my bus. So I'm not doing memorial tours in my bus any longer, but I have continued to make the DVDs. So I've got volumes 1
So
and 2.
they can have a virtual tour with you.
Yes, they go with
Yeah.
me to the different grave sites of all the country legends grave sites here in Nashville. And I just finished volume 3, who has Mel Tillis, Conway Twitty, Don Helms, Keith Whitley, Floyd Kramer, Brother Oz, String Bean, Lefty, Roy Acuff, Hank Snow, Eddie Rabbit, the Hager Twins, Mac Wiseman, Vern Gosden, John Hartford, and Red Foley, and Hawkshaw Hawkins. So that's who's on this one. And then, of course, these all have George Jones, Tammy Wynette, the Luvins.
So when
Johnny
I'm gone, are
Cash.
you going to do the one with
Yeah,
me?
yeah. Remember when we were in the office one day, he was really not feeling well. And I went in, I said, "Larry, if you don't get better, you're going to be on my tour."
Well, you were reading off names and said Keith, and it did get my
Keith
attention.
Whitley. Keith
Yes,
Whitley was
I'm-
on this one. So
And
I've
we've
got all these
lost
on my
a bunch
website.
during the COVID period.
Oh,
Yeah, they're going to be on volume 4. I've already started
Yeah.
that series, which will have our sweet Jimmy, Jan Howard, and
I
Charlie
thought,
Daniels.
I thought she was going to start prognosticating who else was going to be dead at the end of this time. All right, I'm ready.
For what?
For what?
Well, I was going to go immediately to our guest, but I want to talk to him first.
Okay.
Jimmy Bowen.
Yeah.
Now, Jimmy,
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
he's got a look about him.
It can be a good look or a bad look, right?
Well, as you and I were talking, it can be a bad one. For
Most of the time
movies.
that it is. Most of the time it is. You know, a couple years ago, I got into acting with Talent Track here in town, and I get all the criminal
Yep.
biker rapist rule. I don't know. Whatever they want. And I don't know why. I guess it's just the look that I have that they want. So, but it's a lot of fun, though.
Oh, yeah.
They don't really give you a script. They just say ab-lib it. And the look helps me ab-lib. So it does real good, you know. So I have a lot of fun with it. So
It is fun.
It is fun to do that. So
When did you start it?
about 3 years ago, actually.
Wow.
Actually, the first thing I ever got cast in was a show that was supposed to actually piggyback Sons of Anarchy, and it was about the theme of the show was a musical icon family inadvertently involved in organized crime.
Oh, yeah.
So I got cast as a henchman, and we got to work with Mike Rooker, who was on Cliffhanger with Stallone, and he was the dizzy driver on the racing movie with Tom Cruise and Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
And so he was a lot of fun to work with. And we were really hoping that the series was going to take off because we were gotten to hijack planes and blow up airports and all kind of cool stuff, you know. But it didn't work out that way. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of experience. And it was the first time I actually got to shoot a trucker in the head about 17 times that night.
Oh, my
He wouldn't fall
goodness.
right. He wouldn't fall right.
I thought you were a bad shot.
No, I shot him good. The next day, he come into casting crew and he had this big bruise on the side of his head. But it was fun, you know. I told him, I said, if you learn how to fall right, I wouldn't have to shoot you so many
That's
times.
right.
But it was a lot of fun. So
I did a movie with James Reed, and whatever her name was. Thank you, Linda Pearl. And I was a detective, and I come into the room and shoot a guy on the other side of the bed. And I run over to him and touch him, you know, and the guy says, "Is he dead?" And I go, "I hope so." And they said, "Could you do it a little more serious?"
yeah,
I said, "Well, I shot him. I hope he's dead."
yeah, sure. He's supposed to be dead.
It is good to meet you finally.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having us. This is great. I've always loved your show, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of this.
Well, I told you I was not aware of you or your career until it showed up on Country Road TV,
Yes, sir.
and we've got the whole 13 shows or
The
something
whole
like
13 shows, yes, sir. Yeah,
And-
we got. We're really excited about it. It's called Jimmy Bowen and Friends, and it was a dream of mine to always have a show like that because I grew up watching the old Porter Wagner shows
Yep.
and the old shows that Ralph used to do, Ralph Emery
Yep.
used to do, and you don't see a lot of shows like that
No.
anymore. And so I always wanted to do a show like that, and also bring a variety of music to it. You know,
Right.
we mix it with bluegrass, Irish, country, new country, old country, and gospel, and that's what we try to do on the show. So it's working out real well. Second season has started airing, and we're supposed to go back in July and film third season. So it's moving real well.
So what are we going to get out of you today?
Yeah, this song here is a song called Secondhand Smoke, and it actually did real well with us down in the Texas chart area. It got up in the high 30s and did real well for us down there. And we hope that you enjoy it. The one called Secondhand Smoke. Well, I gave her up cold turkey, and it seemed like it was working. She walked in and took my breath away. I saw her and her new steady going at it hot and heavy. Why do they have to blow it in my face? Well, that secondhand smoke is killing me. Brings tears to my eyes, and I can barely breathe when she kisses him. It drives me insane. She's making me choke that secondhand smoke off of my old flame. Well, those two, they just don't care. They'll light up anywhere. Man, you know, there ought to be a law. They ought to have their own section for display of public affection. Well, they've got no respect for me at all. Well, that secondhand smoke is killing me. Brings tears to my eyes, and I can barely breathe when she kisses him. It drives me insane. It's making me choke that secondhand smoke off of my old flame. Well, that secondhand smoke is killing me. Brings tears to my eyes, and I can barely breathe when she kisses him. It drives me insane. It's making me choke that secondhand smoke off of my old flame. It's making me choke that secondhand smoke off of my old flame.
Jimmy Bowen. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Oh, the tricks you learn on Larry's Country Diner. Stay with us. We'll be back. And welcome back to Larry's Country Diner. You think Jimmy Bowen's ready for Nadine?
Oh, no. No.
We'll save that for him, man.
But we don't
You
care.
can't wait.
We don't care.
We don't care.
No. Well, the Department of Social Services in Greenville, South Carolina sent a note and said your food stamps will be stopped effective March 2020 because we received notice that you had passed away. May God bless you. You may reapply if there is a change in your circumstances.
Oh, no. That's government work right there.
All right. Give us a Nadine.
Nadine? Sure. Here she comes.
I'm coming.
Come on, lady.
Nadine.
Whew.
Nadine.
I tell you, I'm just about as
Just drop it anywhere.
I'm about as useless as a G in lasagna today. I tell you. That was good, wasn't it? No, me and Homer was out late last night.
Uh-oh.
We
9
went
o'clock,
down
huh?
At 9:30.
Oh.
We went out to the senior center, and they had some guy out there talking about his trip to Scotland, and he wanted to go hear it, so we went over there. He was talking about they went to some cheese-making place over there, and they went through and saw how they processed cheese and all that, and then they took him out to a field where there was a bunch of goats out there, and he said, well, we just put the goats out here that can't produce anymore. I said, what do y'all do in America with your goats that can't produce? He said, they put them on bus tours. I said, yeah, that's pretty good, pretty good. There was another old couple over there, and they said, oh, coffee and chocolate, they ain't nothing better. I might revive before the day is over. But they said, this couple was talking to us, and they said they won this trip to Colorado. And they went out there and they flew them out to Denver, and they had to rent a car. They'd never rented a car before. They rented this car, and they went over to this bridge that was 1,000 feet above the river. And the woman said, I want to get out and just look at this bridge before we go across it. So they get out, and she said the wind was blowing really hard. And she said they get up there and they start walking. She said that bridge was swaying just a little bit. She said, I don't think we need to drive his car over that. And he said, What are you so worried about? It's a rental. I told Homer, I said, he ain't got both oars in the water. I sort of reminded me of that old doctor, you know, back, I think we talked about that. I told y'all about that. That doctor that worked in the back hills of Tennessee, and he was going in, and he was called in the middle of the night to deliver a baby. And they went in there, and they didn't have electricity or anything. And he made the daddy hold a lantern. And he said, now hold it up high so I can see what's going on here. And they delivered a little boy, and he said, wait, don't put that lantern down. I think there's another one. And about that few minutes later, they delivered a little girl. And then they thought it was all over, and he said, wait a minute, put that back up there. And the daddy looked at him and said, Doc, what's going on here? He said, you think a light's attracting them? Wheels spinning, but the hamster's dead. How you boys doing? I thought that was William Lee Golden there for a minute.
We're doing
no,
good.
That ain't William Lee. It's good to have y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to go on over and put the church sign up.
The church sign is an important part of your day.
Yes, it is.
What's it going to
Because all
be?
these ignorant people need to read it.
Ignorant.
Well, in our community. I'm not talking about y'all. But it's going to say, this is for me, we can't pray in love and live in hate and still think we're worshiping God.
Oh, that's a good
boy.
one.
Now you've started meddling.
That's
Yeah.
for me. I know. We need to have a prayer meeting.
That's right. Hit us. Get us another song, Jimmy.
All right, we're going to do you a song here that I come from a bluegrass background, and for 25 years doing that. And I've always, Keith, you and I were talking, we love Gordon Lightfoot. Oh, yeah. You've got to love Gordon Lightfoot. And we did this song here, kind of a bluegrass way to it. We've done an Americana way, but we're going to show you our little rendition of it. And hope you enjoy it. One called The Early Morning Rain.
Yeah.
In the early morning rain, with a dollar in my hand, with an aching in my heart, and my pockets full of sand. I'm a long way from home, and I miss my loved ones so. In the early morning rain, with no place to go, number 9, Big 707 said to go. I'm lying on the ground where the cold winds blow, where the liquor tasted good and the women all were fast. There she goes, my friend, she's rolling now at last. Hear the mighty engines roar, see the silver wings on high. She's away in western bound, high above the clouds she'll fly, where the morning rain don't fall and the sun it always shines. She'll be flying over my home in about 3 hours time. This old airport's got me down, it's no earthly good to me. I'm stuck here on the ground, cold drunk as I can be. You can't catch a big jet plane like you can an old freight train, so I'll best be on my way in the early morning rain. You can't catch a big jet plane like you can an old freight train, So I'll best be on my way in the early morning rain.
Yeah!
All right. I love it. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Oh, got more music to go and more fun right here on Larry's Country Diner. Don't you go away. And welcome back to Larry's Country Diner. I see Renee is passing out the pecan pie. Wish you were here. Here's Larry.
Renee is passing out.
Pecan pie.
Come
Oh.
by.
Pecan pie. Yeah.
A little louder. Do I get a side of chicken with that?
Yeah.
New. All right, I was just looking at some interesting quotes from Robert Benchley. I have kleptomania. When it gets bad, I take something for it.
There you go. You got to think about it a minute.
Musicians don't have to think about it. All right, Jimmy Bowen, Blood Red Moon. Is that the latest?
That is no, sir. Actually, that's the second, before the latest one. So, yeah, we've got another one out on the charts, and then that one hadn't been printed yet. I'm waiting on. Everybody's slow with shipping and stuff right now.
Oh, yeah.
But that was fairly new. It's a great song. That was written by Sonny Lemaire, who produced the song.
I know the man.
You know the man. He's a tremendous writer, and I love working with him in the studio.
Exile.
It's great. Exile, yes, sir. We're gonna kind of change it up just a little bit here. Our show, Jimmy Bowen and Friends, is based on different artists that come either in Nashville or around here, different genres of music. And thank you, Larry, for having it on your network, the
Yep.
Country Roads TV. Is we've done real well with it, and we're real proud of it. And but we have a guest. We always have a guest artist from different backgrounds of music, and so they kind of wanted to do it here today. So this gentleman here, I'm honored to have him perform with me. He works with me, but he's also the lead singer with Pure Prairie League.
Yeah.
The great band Pure Prairie League. Make welcome Mr. Donnie Clark.
Yeah.
Donnie Clark.
It's a great pleasure for me to be on Larry's show. My mom and dad loved this show. So
I love your mom and dad.
I'm telling you, they would be so pleased right now. I've been in Pure Prairie League for about 16 years, and you know everybody knows Vince Gill used to be our lead singer and all that. And we've had many lead singers, and I've been the lead singer for about 16 years. And the song I'm going to do today is a song we started doing about 5 years ago. And I wrote it with Jimmy Fortune. You all know Jimmy Fortune.
yeah.
He's a good buddy of mine. Probably about the best person on the planet, I would say, and talented. And I wrote a letter to a friend of mine many, many years ago. Got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and wrote this letter to him, and that I knew I could never deliver. And I took it to lunch with Jimmy one day, and my wife said you should have him read that. And he did, and he read it, and he put it down, he picked it back up again. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "You know, nothing." He said, "Let's go to the house." About 45 minutes later, we read that letter down and wrote this song. Wow. So it's all about that. And it's just an honor to write with Jimmy. But we've been playing this song. We got to play it at the Grand Ole Opry many times, and it's just doing well for us. An old friend.
Hello, old friend. We haven't talked much in a while. Where have you been? Time can erase your smile, but there are words I wanna hear that only you could say. Old friend, why did you go away? My old friend, I bet the music's pretty where you are, and And I sure miss the sound of your guitar. In this world you may be silent, but your voice is loud and clear. Old friend, how I wish you were here. 'Cause there are so many questions I have no answers to. Maybe someday up in heaven we can sit and talk it through. Until then I have to wonder why I'm not supposed to know. Old friend, why did you have to go? My old friend, wish I could turn back the time, sing one more song. It sure would help this heart of mine. I could tell you that I love you, but I know that you know. Old friend, how do I let go? 'Cause there are so many questions I have no answers to. Maybe someday up in heaven we can sit and talk it through. Until then I have to wonder why I'm not supposed to know. Old friend, why did you have to go? To be strong, oh how we try. We search for a reason and say goodbye. 'Cause there are so many questions I have no answers to. Maybe someday up in heaven we can sit and talk it through. Until then I have to wonder why I'm not supposed to know. Old friend, why did you have to go? Old friend, how do I let go? And old friend, why did you have to go?
All right, yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. We're in break time. Get us out of here.
Okay, we got more music on the way. Larry's Country Diner. Don't go away. And welcome back to Larry's Country Diner. I was just checking the menu here. Today's special, check out Jimmy Bowen's special recipe salsa and chips. It's a complete meal in itself, I hear.
It's wonderful. You need to get it.
Good stuff. Okay, while it lasts.
great.
There's Larry.
Here's what you do, Jimmy. Your acting abilities.
Yes, sir.
You walk in, you sit down next to somebody, or you walk in and a stranger takes a seat next to you. Just stare straight ahead and say, "Did you bring the money?"
Is this before I shoot him or after?
Work every time.
Did you bring the money?
Depends on what he said. That's
Carter
true. Yeah.
is not here, but in spirit she is. Yes. TartarUSA.com. Go there for all of whatever you need in the farm and ranch.
Gate, farm
Oh,
implements.
yeah.
Oh, she's got everything. Dog pens, you name it.
That's where she keeps her husband.
That's right.
But other than that,
I think Luann's going to buy one for you.
I think it's on order. Jimmy Bowen, nice to have you with us.
Nice being here. Thank you so much for having us. We've
Thank you
enjoyed
so
it
much.
and hope we've done something you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for being with us, and everybody out there watching us, thank you so much. We're going to end the song. We're going to end the show with you guys with Blood Red Moon, the one you just
I
showed,
got it right
written by
here.
Sonny Lemaire. And we're going to little different.
When a blood red moon is hanging in the sky, somebody's gonna cheat, somebody's gonna cry down a dead-end trail of sweet perfume. You parked your car outside that motel room. You played with fire, it'll burn you down. Ain't no secrets in this little town. Word gets around. There's a price when angels fall. Gonna pay when the devil comes to call. Underneath the light of a blood red moon. Sometimes a kiss is a smoking gun. It always leads the jealous one down a dead-end trail of sweet perfume. She parks her car outside that motel room. She made with fire, it'll burn you down. Ain't no secrets in this little town. Word gets around. There's a price when angels fall. Gonna pay when the devil comes to call. Underneath the light of a blood red moon. She drives away as the sun comes up. What she did neath the blood red moon, she did for love. You play with fire, it'll burn you down. Ain't no secrets in this little town. Word gets around. There's a price when angels fall. Gonna pay when the devil comes to call. Underneath the light of a blood red moon. In a cheap motel, two bodies lie.
Jimmy Bowen and friends, get us out of here.
Oh, so much fun, and we'll be back next week. I hope you'll join us. Larry's Country Diner, where the cameras are always rolling, and we don't care.
Now check out Larry's Country Diner YouTube page. Subscribe for free.